We are the main keen life in the known universe. Envision that we're the main spot where there is knowledge in this world. Space experts all through the world are in stunningness of this progressive disclosure. The James Webb Space Telescope has caught the subtle gleam of city lights an inconceivable 7 trillion miles far off from Earth, surpassing all assumptions. This stunning accomplishment accomplishes more than simply extend our points of view as far as what we are familiar. The universe hypothesis spins out of control as researchers pore over the information looking for hints that could open the insider facts of these secretive heavenly reference points. The suggestions are amazing evidence that we are not alone in the universe, that the universe teems with life and movement a long ways outside our ability to grasp. Is it conceivable that these faraway lights demonstrate the presence of extraterrestrial societies? What does this mean for our insight into the probability of life in the universe past Earth? Go along with us as we investigate how the James Webb Telescope just noticed city lights 7 trillion miles away. Sent off into space on Christmas Day 2021, the James Webb Space Telescope planned to outperform the well-established Hubble telescope in catching particularly sharp photographs of newfound heavenly articles, planetary frameworks, and more. A logical objective of the JWST is to study the arrangement of the principal universes by looking into the far-off districts of the universe. This is possible due to the truth that the excursion season of light all through our universe is billions of years. When the JWST accumulates light, it sees these items precisely as they were billions of years prior. Stargazers measure distances in light years, which is the most extreme distance light can travel in a year. To represent this reality, the group's underlying realistic tried underlining this. It was a profound field picture that was introduced on July 11, 2022, by U.S. President Joseph Biden while he was talking from the White House. As the Hubble Space Telescope zeroed in on a single region of the sky for 10 straight days starting on December 18, 1995, profound fields gained reputation. The picked region was only a tiny spot making up around 1/millionth of the whole sky. Most of the 3,000 previously unseen objects found by Hubble were worlds that are found billions of light-years away. With its point of convergence on the smack at a 723 world bunch, the JWST profound field covers a likewise little sky region. The genuine universe SMX, the 723, is 46 billion light-years away. The more far-off universes behind it are amplified by its strong gravitational field. The foundation universes are twisted into huge curves where the gravitational field is most grounded. In one occurrence, it was verified that it took a far-off world's light 13.1 billion years to arrive at the telescope subsequent to voyaging through space. The light that is being delivered extends as the universe develops, as they are up to this point away. The primary objective systems of the JWST have extended noticeable light from their stars into the infrared. Cosmologists can straightforwardly contrast JWSTC's and apparent light photographs of adjacent systems taken by Hubble and different telescopes by gathering information at those frequencies. This will exhibit how cosmic systems create over the course of grandiose time, developing and solidifying into the designs we notice today. Much more dumbfounding than the sheer number of systems in the JWST first profound field picture is how rapidly it was caught. In just hours rather than days, for all intents and purposes any place it looks through, it can't resist the urge to track down universes. System groups aren't the main articles acting as amplifying focal points. Scientists utilize the JWST to catch a picture of a couple of systems designated VV1191 so they could concentrate on how the light from one of the matches modified as it went through the other. The consequences of the examination will uncover the properties of the interceding world residue. And it looks like the JWST may have recently made a notable revelation. Light years outside our planetary group, the declaration of the conceivable revelation of Aurora's lights on a supposed brown overshadow came from the authority JWST site. The shortfall of a host star and the bone-chilling temperature make it troublesome to pinpoint where the energy in the upper environment is coming from. However, the fact that the article delivering it makes it acknowledge the auroras are truly heaving methane. Essentially said, an aurora on Earth is made when enthusiastic particles that advance into space from the sun are caught by our planet's attractive field. The charged particles then make their method for Earth's air via lines of attractive fields close to the shafts, where they will slam into gas particles to create a lovely presentation of light known as aurora borealis. Jupiter and Saturn have comparative auroral peculiarities because of the sunlight-based breeze. However, the brown overshadow W1-1935 has no star to circle, so its auroras are an immense mystery. Everyone's expectation keeps on laying on Proxima Centauri and Torb, just 4.4 light-years from Earth and inside the Smoothway cosmic system. With researchers distinguishing the presence of water on the exoplanet, the probability of life in the world can't be precluded. Are we at long last going to see proof of life past Earth? Simply last month, JWST viewed as another super huge dark opening that was red in variety and gobbled up everything around it. This revelation is 40 million times as large as the Sun. Yet, what's the significance here for us? That the JWST has viewed as another supergigantic dark opening that has been there from the start of the universe. It probably won't be uplifting news. This beast is rapidly gobbling up everything in its direct area. Driving the disclosure are Dr. Lucas Foe and Professor Man-Made Intelligence Zitron of the Bonk College of the N in Israel. As indicated by their revelations, the very gigantic dark opening is basically multiple times heavier than the Sun, making it an enormous beast in examination into the world it dwells in. Fortunately, it isn't in closeness to Earth or the nearby planet group. We're talking an incredible distance at 129 billion light-years from our planet. Be that as it may, it is drawing nearer, with the dark opening eating up everything around it at a speedy rate. It's where the rosy variety comes from, showing that it sits in a thick cloak of residue that is clouded, bending generally light from going through. When JWST began communicating its underlying information, researchers were ecstatic while going through the information that came in for the reveal program. 3 little articles with a dark red shine pulled in our consideration. We instantly thought that it was a quasar-like object. Very huge dark openings at the focuses of worlds that are constantly accumulating material because of their red dab look. The whole cosmic system's radiance couldn't realistically be held inside a spot no bigger than a present-day star bunch. We had the option to acquire extremely exact size imperatives due to the source's gravitational lensing. In any event, when every one of the potential stars is compacted into that little region, the dark opening actually represents no less than 1% of the framework's complete mass. The disclosure of comparative way of behaving in different extra-early universe very monstrous dark openings has revealed insight into the development of both the dark opening and the host universe also, as the communication between the two, which is still for the most part obscure. If very huge dark opening structure, for example, from star extras, or perhaps from early-stage grandiose material that fell into dark openings, stargazers have no thought. Additionally, in the photos it communicates back to Earth, the James Webb Space Telescope is discovering some other rather peculiar things consistently. We have the honor of looking into space and being captivated by the amazing lights of planets and stars that float across the universe endless light years away. In addition to the James Webb Space Telescope permits us to see much beyond what our eyes can recognize, like for instance a question mark in space. For the beyond 20 or more months, Webb has been coasting through space, sending back pictures of what it has found in profound space utilizing its cutting-edge close-to-infrared camera. And presently, answers have been given to the revelation of a somewhat exceptional-looking finding in one Webb picture zeroing in on something else entirely. The picture was delivered by the European Space Organization, viewing at 2 youthful stars as they structure approximately 1470 light a very long time from Earth. However, there is a little orange mark at the picture's base that looks like a flipped question mark. Clearly, the little picture isn't minuscule by any means. As a matter of fact, it's exceptionally colossal. The question mark was caught while noticing the sets of youthful stars named Herbig Legend 46 to 47. They are encircled by enormous circles of residue and gas, with the element a couple of thousand years of age. As for the question mark shape itself, it might well seem to be that due to the 2-layered picture that has been introduced by Webb from its particular perspective. As of now, we don't have the foggiest idea what it is, and without extra research we may in all likelihood never know. However, the discoveries have been audited by specialists in the field, so it is probably a faraway universe or conceivably systems that are communicating with each other. The contorted question mark structure could be a consequence of their connections. Perhaps we have never seen this thing before to determine its personality with any degree of assurance. Further examination is fundamental. With the wealth of far-off universes uncovered by Webb, there is an overflow of new logical inquiry. Presently, everyone's eyes are zeroing in on a particular set of Earth-sized planets that could hold the way to finding outsider life close to home. The Fermi Catch-22, which features the shortfall of proof for high-level outsider life in the universe regardless of the genuinely high likelihood that such creatures exist, may at long last be settled. Where are these planets sitting? Approximately 40 light-years away from Earth, and the nearby planet group is a star known as TRAPPIST-1, which has 7 planets circling it. In their journey to find livable planets, NASA takes into account a great many boundaries beyond a planet's size and distance from its star. A more powerful methodology would be to recognize the relative concentrations of these mixtures in a planet's atmosphere. This would permit analysts to decide whether the planet is tenable. The Infrared Spitzer Space Telescope, which is a part of NASA's space investigation mission, helped see as the 7 rough exoplanets circling something very similar star known as TRAPPIST. Quite a long time ago, the James Webb Space Telescope has now estimated the temperature of TRAPPIST-1b, one of those universes. The JWST has been consistently conveying critical discoveries since its introduction, and this revelation is unquestionably the most recent in a string of record-breaking firsts. This is the first identification of any type of light discharged by an exoplanet as little and as cool as the rough planets in our nearby planet group. No past telescopes have had the aversion to quantify such faint mid-infrared light. Cosmologists were delighted when they initially found out about the 7 TRAPPIST-1 exoplanets. Since these faraway universes are all around Earth size and are in the livable zone, the area where planets can have fluid water on their surfaces at the best distance from their star. They call the framework an extraordinary research center. Furthermore, say it's quite possibly of the best spot to concentrate on rough planet environments. Don't become excessively amped up for another world for people yet, however. The TRAPPIST-1 planets are out of our ongoing reach at an incredible 235 trillion miles away. They're likewise circling a star a lot more modest and redder than our Sun, known as a M-small star. These stars are multiple times more normal in the smooth manner than Sun-like stars, and they have doubled the probability of having rough planets as Sun-like stars. These huge M-smaller people are ideal objectives for tenable planet trackers, and rough planets circling these small stars can be all the more effortlessly noticed. However, there is a trick. M-smaller people are fundamentally more active than our Sun, and they frequently flare and transmit high-energy beams, which could be unsafe to arising extraterrestrial life or a planet's atmosphere. Previously, perceptions of TRAPPIST-1b were not adequately delicate to preclude the plausibility of an error or the planet's inclination as a desolate stone. Since the planet is flawlessly locked to its star, one side is continuously confronting the star, and the other is caught in ceaseless evening. As anticipated by simulation, if TRAPPIST-1b had an atmosphere, the temperature of the planet would be lower because the air would rearrange the intensity around both sides. However, the JWST measured a much higher temperature, subsequently precluding the plausibility of an atmosphere and eliminating one more planet from the rundown of potentially livable universes. In any case, what's energizing isn't generally much about TRAPPIST-1b as it is the reality that the JWST can and will make such perceptions, permitting us to test the climates and temperatures of countless more universes. What might life on these planets seem to be? The James Webb Space Telescope has chosen to step into the shoes of an extraterrestrial meteorologist, participating in some space yet again investigation. The super costly piece of space tech has been utilized by a group of global cosmologists hoping to bridle its powers across the universe. It's the most recent in a short yet rich history of enormous investigation, which incorporates taking snaps of a close-by moon that looks frightfully like Earth. This is just the start of its cosmic expedition. With regards to weather conditions, Webb has been planning precisely very things been happening on a gigantic planet nearly 280 light-years away that is generally 16.44 trillion miles from Earth. The planet called WASP-43b is generally the same size as Jupiter. Named a hot Jupiter by NASA after being found by the Hubble Space Telescope in 2011, the weather conditions figures have uncovered 1,250 degrees intensity and tropical breezes quicker than 5,000 miles per hour. It had all been covered up under huge thick high mists covering the night side of the planet. The explanation behind this is that WASP-43b is tidally locked, actually meaning that albeit one side is continuously presented to the light from the closest star, The opposite side, which has a perfect sky, never encounters any light by any means. By consolidating exact splendor estimations over an extensive variety of mid-infrared light with 3D environment models, what's more, earlier perceptions from other telescopes, Webb had the option to affirm that water fume is available on the day side, while Spitzer and Hubble both indicated the chance of mists on the night side. More precise readings from Webb were necessary. However, before we could begin to plan the planet's environment, overcast cover, wind, and barometrical piece by region. WASP 43b takes 19.5 hours to circumvent its star, with JWST measuring minuscule changes in the brilliance of the planet and its neighbors. Webb used brilliance information gained by its cutting-edge close infrared camera to determine the planet's temperature. The amount of mid-infrared light transmitted by an object is emphatically connected with its temperature, which was essential to the outcomes. For which estimations were taken each 10 seconds for north of 24 hours, we had the option to infer a harsh guide of the planet's temperature from our perceptions during an entire circle, which permitted us to decide the temperature of the different sides of the planet as they came into view. The side of the planet that is continuously lolling in sunlight has an average temperature of just about 2,200 degrees Celsius, 3,992 degrees Fahrenheit, which is sufficiently hot to liquefy iron and most different metals. The clouded side is essentially cooler, but bubbling at around 112 degrees Fahrenheit. The rapid flow of warmed air, due to supersonic winds, prevents the creation of methane, a steady and visible gas. On the clouded side of the planet, the fact that this method for temperature planning is possible is an obvious sign of how sensitive and stable Webb is. Scientists derive from the absence of methane that WASP 43b experiences winds of sizes greater than 5,000 miles per hour.